Hey everyone, I am Susan Shatzer and my co-host.
Daniel Hanneman, so glad to be here with y'all.
Woohoo! We are here today to take a look at the regrets that we have, and we know it's the beginning of the year, and we know we've brought some things in with us, and we've got a packed house. We're so excited to have you all here with us. We are going to reset from the regret. We've got a lot of things where science meets awareness, so we're going to be bringing that in for you. We're going to be bringing in the pagoda and the feng shui. We're going to be bringing in numerology, and we're going to be bringing in our awarenesses. So Daniel and I both have a really fun, really cool abilities that we have that we're going to share with you tonight. And we'd love for you to really use us, take advantage of us to create a different reality for yourselves. So Daniel, I know we're going to just pop off. Do you want to say a little bit about who you are? Because some of this audience comes from me and some of this audience comes from you. So some people don't know anything about you yet. So
Sure,
let it rip.
2-minute version maybe. Basically, I'm a tuned in guy, a channeler type of person. And that's always been sort of my thing, even when I didn't know it. Growing up, just very shy, awkward person, even though you see me dancing now, right? But Glenda said, I ain't ever seen that side of Daniel before, but I got a little party animal inside me. And so I love to have some fun. But yeah, just been awkward in this life. Just if I have regrets, it's, I have had regrets, but we all have regrets, but just, very just awkward, no orientation to my being and who I am and all that stuff. So basically, long story short, I found myself through, like most people, through personal development. I actually became a therapist and all that stuff. So I helped people with their energies and everything. Did hypnosis training, got a background in metaphysics, became a practitioner of science of mind. So, did all these different things. So that's all part of my background, and a little bit of sales background and everything. And then, so what I do today is I'm a channeler. I'm an energy scanner. I'll tune into you guys. I can pick up on whatever's going on with you guys. I could scan your timelines, your past lives, you name it. So we just tune into it, and then we work with the energy to clear it. And I also, so I help people to do with that. And then I work primarily with what I call world-changing light leaders, people that want to make a big difference in the world. So I help you with your energy first and foremost, and then get clear about your business and what you want to do in it. And I channel it together with you. We bring it in. I'm your guide. I also help people to learn how to do what I do, what you'll see me doing tonight with the scanning and clearing and everything. So that's a little bit about me. I'll try to keep it a little short here.
Yeah, that's great. So how many people here are meeting Daniel for the first time? Woohoo! Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. So I'll just share a little bit about me. I'm a 14-time #1 international award-winning best-selling author. I'm the executive producer and host of a global TV series that is live streamed all around the world. And I sort of stepped into what I've been doing when I was a kid. I used to talk to my dead relatives, or actually they would talk to me and I would run away. And then I wouldn't, as I got older, I wasn't scared anymore, but I don't know if it's just the Italian in me, but we would have on all of our family homes, it would be duplicates of these family photos of all of our dead relatives, and they had to hang on all the walls. And so when the family would get together, it'd be that family energy, and it would pull in the essences of the dead relatives. So they'd go hang out and stand by their pictures at our house. And they knew I could see them. And then it was just one of these things that just kind of kept flowing from there. So yeah, it has been such a journey. I was diagnosed with a chronic illness 8 months after my son was born 19 years ago. This is something you're not actually supposed to get better from. You're supposed to get worse, and it's supposed to be progressive. And I have kicked that to the curb. So if you've got illness, if you've got relationship stuff where you have some regrets about that, we are here tonight to take a look at all of that and eliminate it for you. So my special talent is I have the ability to go into your reality, and I can see where you've picked up like a belief about something or made a conclusion or a decision, like picked up a limitation, and where it's been running ever since. So it actually created this limitation kind of spiral. So we're able to delete that. We go all the way back to where we, was first created with creation with God. So I'm so pleased to be here and be in service to all of you. Both Daniel and I have created this because we know, we were chatting one day about, different things in our lives. And we're like, wow, what if we could change that? What if we didn't have to carry that with us? Like, what would that look like? And we both felt like it was like Santa, and we had this pack and we were walking around. Like, can anyone relate to this? How many people have a wheelbarrow and they feel like they're pushing through life? Right? How many people have the rope over their shoulder and they're like dragging the tractor, right, of all their stuff with them? So can I get some hearts or some thumbs up or yeah, you got it. Something in the chat, like you kind of resonates with you. Maybe I'm talking, oh, who's that? Oh, thank you, Christina. Cool.
Yes,
So
I just feel very heavy.
yeah. So Daniel, did you want to start off with like one regret or something? Should we start with ours first, or would you
Sure,
guys
why
like to
not?
jump right in? All
Why
right,
not? We can
you go
talk
first,
about it.
Daniel.
Sure. I mean,
What this will do, it's so funny, Dave. What this will do is, like, depending on how traumatic this is, that will be where everybody draws the line and they're like, okay, so this we can talk about, and this is the not talked about.
Let's see how far we can go, right?
Yes.
So that's pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, I always used to say I don't have any regrets, right? So like at one level of my being, I could say like, everything's good, no regrets. But when I really look at it from my, wounded emotional self, sure, there's always content material still in there bouncing around somewhere, right? So I definitely I have various regrets. I would say one of them, I'm sorry, I may not be the biggest story of all time here. Okay, I'm just tell it, but it actually is like one of my biggest stories is that something as simple as when I was a kid, there was someone in my 5th grade that I used to kid around with in the class, and we used to do things in class like throw paper up by the teacher or whatever, it's stupid, just a little mischievous stuff, nothing major. And then one day he asked me to throw a paper up in front again or whatever. And I was like, no, I'm not doing it this time. I just felt like it wasn't right anymore. It's just like, no, I'm sovereign. I do my own thing, quit telling me what to do. And then he just turned on me. And then like for years, like he would turn other people against me. I had a plant in the class. He had someone else kill it. Like he was ordering other people to come after me as well, as far as, and then him like kind of, bullying me basically. I never looked at it that way until recently. Someone says, sounds like he was a bully. I'm like, I guess he was. Like, I didn't even think of it that way until recently. So if I have a regret with that, it's that I didn't stand in my power sooner and say like, hey, this isn't okay. You acted like this or whatever. Like I just more or less kind of took it, I try to push back a little bit, but I wasn't that strong. So if I have a regret, it's that it happened in the first place, that, if I have a regret, but like my regret is that I let it define my life a lot from that point forward. And so that would be the part where I really have a regret. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So would you say it's not standing in your power is the one, like, overall?
Yeah, not just getting over it either. Like it triggered something deep. I think I had soul contract or, this deeper thing with a kid, to be honest. I really felt that and tuned into that. But on the surface, it looks to me like the regret would be like, why did you make a big deal of it? Just move on. Just stand up for yourself. Maybe I'm not giving myself enough credit though. It wasn't a totally easy situation, but so it's kind of like, what should I have done? Like, could I have done something better? Why did I let it define who I was in a sense so much? Like, oh God, you can't stand up for yourself. You can't just do what you want. People are going to get mad. People are going to come after you. You can't, just be your brilliant self, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So can anyone relate to that? As Daniel's telling the story, yeah, give me a thumbs up if this kind of sounds like your childhood.
Yeah. People, yeah.
A lot of us, Dan,
Yes.
you'll have that. Oh, we got some chats over here. Very cool. Yeah, cool. So what if everything that you've done or said was you actually having the awareness that you had at the time, and you're choosing based on what society says you're supposed to choose, and it wasn't necessarily what your heart was saying? Can you get a grasp on that, everyone? Yeah, cool. So everywhere, Daniel, like you made it wrong to yourself, you made yourself wrong, other people made you wrong for it. Everywhere you kind of lock that in to your reality, everywhere it's in your DNA, right? And you're duplicating it over and over again, and it's still in your field. Because I know you were talking about it's kind of traumatic. You know, it's sort of like it put a little hook, you know, into your field. And so because that hook is there, like attracts like here on planet Earth. So we are getting the same thing over and over again. That's how we're creating the duplicate. We're duplicating what I have, just like our body duplicates it. So does our frequency. Cool. So would you like to let that go, Daniel, and everyone else?
Yes, I'm an amen.
So how much longer would you like to continue holding on to it?
No longer.
No more. Like today's the day. Now's the time.
Now's the time. Yes. Today's
Okay,
the day.
cool. So we have a technique where you take a deep breath in, and then I'm going to count back 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to breathe out. And when you breathe out, you're going to release, or actually remove it. We don't release. We remove it from our body, our being, our own reality. And I will call up through all time, space, and do that for you guys too. And what happens is you'll feel like this, the energy, like God is just going, you know what? You do not require this any longer. And you are willing to acknowledge it, and you're ready to let it go. So let's do that right now.
Okay.
Are you in? Okay.
Yeah.
I see some hands around. Yeah, like we're having it. Cool. So take a deep breath in. Anything and everything that aligns and agrees and resists and reacts to what Daniel is bringing up, all thoughts, feelings, emotions, conclusions, separations, judgments, and calculations, going back through all times, place, directions, universes and non-universes, everything that has been known and unknown to you and said and unsaid, are you willing to release, remove, destroy, and uncreate it now? On the way out, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, take another deep breath in. And this time, anything that you kept secret from yourself, covert, hidden, unseen, unsaid, unacknowledged, that you still have there, is veiled, is, you know, stuck with double tape, sticky tape, is tethered, shackled, gated, blocked, chained. Would you also be willing to let go of that as well? And your back door. Ooh, that's a good one. Out on 3. 1, 2, 3. Nice.
Does that mean it's supposed to come out our butt?
You're
You
only
said in our
your
back door, and I'm going, what?
Yes.
Oh, no.
just your butt though, Daniel.
I'm just
Nobody
kidding.
else can use their butt to get rid of their stuff.
Well, I feel special.
Right. So tell me, did you feel something? What did you feel? What was that like for you?
Yeah, for me, I felt like when you said past life or whatever you said, all those things you said, I totally was getting all those hits, like boom, 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 boom. I could feel all that. And then when you were doing the deleting and all that stuff, you know, it's kind of brought me to sort of a little bit more of a neutral place. I feel some sadness in my energy still, but I did feel energy dropping. Yeah.
Nice. Was it sort of a clunk, clunk, clunk? Was it like you're going over a speed bump? Was it a wave?
Yeah, it feels like it's dropping off kind of feeling. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no right way or wrong way to receive it or to get rid of it. So it's interesting to see how people kind of work with their energy. Anyone else would like to share what that was like for them? We've got some yeses in the comments. Yeah, cool. Thanks, Glenda. Nice. So Daniel, we were talking about like different areas of regret that you may have. Oh, you feel a lot lighter, Glenda. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I know. It's so interesting to realize like how much we've been carrying, not only for ourselves, but for our kids. How many of you have carried stuff for your children?
Sure. Everybody.
Yeah, right. How many of you have carried stuff for your neighbors, your friends, your peeps,
Yep.
right? Your posse, your group, your employees, right? Like the neighborhood community. And, what if that's not what's required? What if that's not your job in this lifetime? Does that make sense? It's sort of like you were taught that made you a good person. Like you were caring, right? Like you were caring, you were empathetic, right? You were sympathetic, like you were a heart person, right? And it was, you were going to heaven quicker, faster, easier. If you were going directly to hell, like other people were, if you were helping others, right? So how much of that was like man-made, man-taught, we received, and how many of you picked it up from your family?
Christina mentioned that for family and friends that she was hanging on. Glenda said family of origin. Christina
Yeah.
said, I always felt responsible for everybody. Glenda says family.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I could feel it. Like there's like a huge weight like right on my heart. And it's like, you are all so ready to let this go. Do you know that?
Mhm, mhm.
It's
And
like,
then Wanda says family and ancestry. So we've got that level too. There's a lot of different
Yeah.
levels.
yeah. How many people have relationship stuff? Right? Like 1, 2, 3.
If somebody
Teenage.
says they don't have a relationship problem, they're lying.
Right?
Somewhere you had one.
That's the greatest thing we do is we lie to ourselves all the time. Like we may not lie, outright to other people, but we'll kind of conjure up some good stuff for ourselves.
Amen.
Yeah. So is there anyone who would like a clearing, like for Daniel to do a scan on your frequency, on your body? Is it time to scan, Daniel?
Well, I think just to set the tone so that we or do you want to do yours later? Like, do you want to do yours now too, or like what your regret is?
I was trying to skip over it.
Come on, we gotta go deep now.
I'm pulling up my big girl panties.
Hey, Susan,
Yeah.
one of the many, I'm not even going to get into how many books that I wrote last year was on transparency, the new currency.
Daniel, wait a minute.
What?
Fading in and out, Donald. It's fading in and out. The sound.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not supposed to be heard. No.
But now it's coming through.
It's great now.
Transparency is the currency that is being demanded right now for leadership, and it's what's been missing. So you're getting the opportunity to model it.
Yay!
Come on, leader. Come on, leader.
Okay, so I'm gonna hide out.
I put the sunglasses.
Maybe you won't see me. Yeah, like there's some serious stuff. So when I was younger, it was where I was so steadfast in like, being who I was and being real, right? That when people would come to me with a lie, people would kind of be like, no, you got to tell the truth. Anybody else like that? Okay, Anita, just you and I hear.
Yeah, you're the only ones.
Just the two of us.
An exaggeration is a lie.
Right? So
you gotta be honest. I definitely got that one. You better be honest. Everybody needs to be honest. Nobody lies, Yeah.
Yeah, so what is that for you guys? So for me, it was all about lying. And so I was in a relationship, and it was one of those things where it was like there was no cheating, like at all. And what showed up was where I was not willing to be the energy of something. And so it created the energy of it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So anything you like or don't like, you attract more of. So I was not willing, like there was no cheating, like that is bad, that is wrong. Like you are in a committed thing, you're married, whatever it is, like there's nothing happening. So guess what? I got cheated on because I was so steadfast. Now, not once, not twice, but 3 times. 3 times a lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it was when that 3rd time came around, I was like, oh, wait a minute. You know what I mean? I mean, like, there's something in me that attracts this to me over and over and over again. So when I went in and looked at it, Yeah, I did the past life stuff. Yeah, I did the what were you to me and I was to you, all that kind of stuff. But really what it was I had such a hold on the cheating, no cheating thing that it actually attracted more of it to me. So in knowing and learning this was much later in life, I didn't necessarily have to cheat, but just be willing to be the energy of cheating. And I know this may be a trigger for some people. Anybody triggered? Oh, sorry, Bella. I just knocked her in the nose. She jumped up on my chair. So was that a trigger for anybody with cheating?
Yeah.
Well, I know this one. I actually had this thought today. I said, I never want that to happen again. I went, that's the same thing. It's the same energy of this is not going to happen to me. And the not is not present in the equation. It's what comes, because that's what your focus is on. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah,
Whatever
that's
you
brilliant.
focus on, you magnify.
Yes. So it was so important to me to be in a committed relationship. There was no cheating, da, da, da. So, and I knew when I was getting married, 20 some odd years ago, 25 now, I think. And it was like, look, you were cheated on, I was cheated on. So like, this is our past, right? Like we're mutually understanding that we're adults. And if something's going to happen, we're going to come tell each other first, just be honest. Cause we've both been on the receiving side of cheating. Well, yeah, that didn't happen. So it's like the triggering of the cheating part is either doing the cheating or being the cheater. So I looked at the lifetimes that I had been the cheater. And so this was my lifetime to receive the cheating. I was like, okay, we're done. And I use it, overdone, gone is my new thing. But what showed up was this, and this was so powerful for me. It was, you don't have to do it. You just have to be willing to be the energy. That way you receive everything and have no judgment of it. And when that is true for you, then you have the eyes, then you can see it showing up. And that's exactly what happened. I was able to then see the cheater because I was willing to be the energy of it. It's sort of like when you're doing anger and you're yelling, right, at kids. And sometimes it's required and sometimes it's not. Right. So when you're being willing to be the energy of anger, right? Like if the kid is running out in the street, you got to go, hey, stop. No, get back here. You've got to project for safety. But otherwise, when you're at home, it's not necessarily required. So you're willing to be the energy of what's required at the time when you're present with what you have. So that's where I wasn't willing to be the energy that was required. Still, I probably, I won't do cheating, but I'm willing to be aware of it. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah, totally. I mean, has to do with the shadow side and all that good stuff. So we definitely want to identify those shadows. And, one of the things we can do, like you've done a lot of work, but we can take a look at it right now. And then for the group, I mean, everybody's been cheated on at some level, right? I mean, again, if we get raised hands on that, right? We've all been cheated in some sort of way, right? So yeah, so a lot of hands coming up there.
That's Robin and I saw it. I'm looking, I'm paying attention.
Yeah, right. Right.
Just
right?
the two of us.
Just to another.
No,
There's more
that's
hands going up.
vulnerability, Dawn.
So
I'll just to throw something in because I'm looking too cool and too calm.
Yeah, but see, your audio goes in and out when you do that.
yeah,
Come close.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, world. No, I'm just going to say that in my 20s, I was definitely the cheater. And so what was really funny is that it never came back on me directly, but it did ruin an engagement where when she found out that I slept with all 5 of the bridesmaids, what would that do to your future, right? Now I'm being transparent. That was a different Don Ward. And so there's a part in me that should have been expecting to reap that in some future relationship. But there's ways to nix that so that it doesn't have to happen. And that's a show by itself. But we don't have to reap everything that we sow, but we generally will because we don't know how to stop it from being reaped.
Mhm.
And so if you sow unconditional love, as an example, I've got a relationship right now that is, she's never experienced unconditional love. And I don't know that I was ever as much of the model of it as I have become. I felt my maker was telling me last February, I want you to write a book about becoming love. I'm going, holy crap, becoming love? You know what the work is? Because the requirement, and I'll shut up, the requirement of becoming love is that you forgive everything in the past and forget it. You forgive everything that happens now and forget it. And you have already pre-forgiven everything coming in the future that could go wrong, and you will forget it. That's becoming love.
It's all part of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
So
past,
just,
present, future. Yep.
I agreed with one of the participants that said, I just wanted to put this out there, that we should all mute if we're not talking that way. There's no outside noise and all that good stuff. So me and Susan might stay on a little bit more because we're talking constantly, but so if you could do that, thank you so much. So, okay, so I can, so using the energy scanning, what we can do is we can tune into that energy of this cheating idea, right? And tune into like, what are some of the core energies of it? What's going on with that? Give it love. And we could also look at it as an individual. So we could individually do Susan, we could do it for the group as well. So let's look at the kind of the some of the roots of it for the group, and then I'm going to go to Susan. So let me tune in. So what I'm hearing is in the energy, it's like, I'm lonely. Don't you care about me? And so there's like this insecurity, like, I don't know if you really care about, I'm not sure, you know, like this on a collective level, a deeper, like, you know, I don't know, maybe you are cheating. I don't have any reason to believe that, but maybe you're going to cheat on me. Like, even if you're not consciously thinking, it's like this idea, maybe I'm not pretty enough, maybe I'm not cool enough or whatever, I'm not something enough. So maybe, no, maybe you're going to cheat on me. Like, so that idea already like has existed. So let's tune in some more. Yeah, I just get like, you're not, like this idea, you're not going to love me for who I really am, you know, and somehow like that translates into this idea, like, so, you know, you may as well go ahead and cheat on me because you don't love me really anyway. Like, there's this anxiety, this idea that maybe people don't really love me as who I really am, and therefore they're going to go somewhere else. You know, they're going to go somewhere else where it's more worthwhile, and or something like that. So these are all subconscious, so, or unconscious, however you want to look at it. But so you may not be aware of these sorts of things, but this is what's coming through. Yeah, so when I tune into a little bit more, let's see in the chakras, the shadow. Yeah. So there's like how we all cheat in a way. Like there's a persona, like we have a persona. We're like, hey, this is me. You know me, right? And then underneath that, like in like the sacral chakra, there's a little like grinning energy, like, so you don't really know who I am, do you? And so it's sort of like you're playing hanky panky with like another character they're not aware of that's inside of you, and it's kind of running the show in certain ways, and that you're not even conscious of sometimes. So like there's like a chat, like this trickster kind of energy or something like that, like, oh yeah, you don't even know about that part of me. I remember a relationship I was in, like I knew she had a huge shadow side. I never was able to figure out what it was back then, but I mean, like, you're holding secrets, you're doing all kinds of stuff. You're cheating, like, not other men, but like, I can just tell she's cheating. You're doing those things that you wouldn't want to tell me about. I could feel it, I know it. And I never confronted her on it, I just always knew it. So it's like that trickster energy. And then I ended up leaving the relationship for someone else. See, so that's how it circulates. It's like, oh, you're not being real. That's a turn off. Oh, I'm going to go somewhere else now, you know? So yeah, so that's part of what the dynamic of that. So, okay, so let's if any of that's still active and going on, you're suffering from any of it, let's tune into that and clear that. And the way I do it is just an energy transmission. So let's just, it'll just be open to receive. Oh, okay. Getting this for you, Susan, and for everybody, like being even a more potent, I want to say sexy presence, a live presence, a dynamic presence, you know, that really shows up, that you become magnetic. People are wanting to just like, oh, I gotta get in, you know, like more and more of that. Like Susan, you have a lot of that energy, and the more you radiate it, the more, you know, the more powerful you are in so many different ways. And for the group, I feel it too, though, is this radiance, like, I'm willing to be transparent. I'm willing to be just totally as who I am, not only in one way, but my full dynamic self, even reveal those secrets. Like for you, Susan, you know, like at first you're like, no, don't see me. Like a lot, you know, we all have some of that, right? But like, oh my God, don't see me. It's like, oh my God, don't see that. So like, but we gotta be willing to keep sharing those things and to own become an acceptance of the shadow parts. You know, like I have plenty of shadow that comes in, like it says all kinds of crazy things, you know, that why don't you just do this? Why don't you do that? Like mean bad things, right? And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. You know, like, it's so like that dynamic with that kid. It's like the voice is already here and it shows up on the outside in a relationship. It's like, hey, yeah, I expect this, that. Well, there's an inner voice telling me that already. You know, when you really listen, you'll find the inner voice is somewhere inside you. There's that aspect. So what we can do now is if you're feeling some of it right now, is just go to it, give it love, give it nurturance, in a way that is forgiveness. It's like, yes, I accept you. I love and accept you exactly as who you are. You can just say it to it too. If you feel that energy, so just be of that affirmation. You're at home within me, because it all is. It's all at home within you. It really is. So bring it back home. Right? You're at home within me. Feel it digest, right in the center of your being. Just let it drop. Okay. And so it comes back to what you were talking about earlier, Susan. I could be the energy. I could cheat. I could do that if I chose to. I'm making at least a choice. I could cheat. Maybe I am going to cheat on something. Like I'm going to cheat on a little bit on something just to say, yeah, I could cheat if I want to, but I just choose not to, you know, like just to be okay with the idea that you could be that. That's that doing that shadow work, is to embrace that, to be willing to say, yes, I am that already. I can't, not only could I be that, I am that already. I embrace, I love it, I accept it. That way you're not gamed by that in unconscious ways that you don't even see or recognize. So it's just like, you may as well embrace it then. So this is shadow work I've done for a long time with people, train people to be shadow workers and everything. So it's very, very powerful. It really brings you into a deeper connection and enlivened state, you know, doing this work. It's really amazing. So Susan, for you, I feel like I'm already giving you transmissions. Let me look into that specific issue though with you real quick, and then we'll wrap this round up. Oh, wow. Like that witch past life is coming through right now. So it's like, yeah, you know, they think I'm cheating because I'm tuning in to all this stuff. I can do all these things. So let's hang her up. Let's take her out. Like, you're a big cheater. You're not supposed to be tapping in that stuff. That's taboo. No, don't do that anymore. So this is probably one of you know, probably you've heard these things before, but we just want to again just re-recognize that. And I love your laughter around it, because that we do want to watch it with the laughter a little bit sometimes, because sometimes the laughter is a way of getting away from it, and that's, we want to get into it, and we're willing to feel any emotion that comes up through that. So we tune into that. Okay, I feel that. I feel maybe the hurt, the pain, the anger, the fear, if any of there's there, to feel that just temporarily, and then we're going to presence that. Susan and anyone else this resonates for. Okay, so I love and accept myself exactly as who I am. I'm here to help. I understand who I am. Now I understand who I am. You know, that's the greatest freedom too, is just understanding who you truly are. That'll set you free. So I am here as a beneficial presence. I trust that power and that presence I am. And I'm not better than anybody else. I'm not worse than anybody else. I'm just here to do my thing. And I'm grateful for that. Okay. So it is. All right. So
Thank you.
with the work I do, it happens in the moment, but it keeps streaming. You know, it just, I don't know, you know, most of you understand this, but it keeps streaming after we do these sessions. Like it'll continue to pour in, and over days, weeks, and even months, years, yeah, probably too. But like, over months, particularly, you'll continue to see changes that'll happen from these clearings. I see it with people all the time when I presence these various things. So anyway, so how do you feel, everybody? How do you feel, Susan?
I feel great. Thank you so much for that. And while you were doing it, it was as if like everyone was kind of chiming in, well, you know, cheating on a test when we were kids and
Mhm.
cheating on your diet, right? And it's like cheating like isn't always necessarily, you know, with somebody else
Right.
against your relationship. So like what does cheating mean to you guys? And when I took a look at that, that was so powerful for me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
do you guys,
that's
have you
good.
cheated on your diet, or did you cheat on a test? Yeah. Oh, diet, Anita, which one?
Yeah, I could put up every limb on that one. Yeah.
Right. And what about like if we had an exercise program we were supposed to do, right? Like how many people did that? How many people go to the end of the book? They read the Kathy, maybe this is up your alley.
Christina
If
says
you're-
cheating yourself. I mean, we do, you know, that's what's been coming up for me too. How are all the ways that we're cheating ourselves? If you even look at correcting that, so to speak, stop cheating yourself,
Yes.
like that alone could change your whole year. I mean, that alone.
Yeah.
It's about not respecting and loving yourself so you can out love and respect others. Robin mentioned. Mhm.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, there's countless ways that and then we make it wrong. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I get really strict on myself with certain things, right? You cannot do that. You must, you know, stay disciplined and do your thing, be true to your word. And then I'm like, oh my God, I feel so straitjacketed to be like that all the time, right? So then I rebel invariably. So I set up the agreement already that I'm going to cheat. I say, I'm going to cheat, so to speak. I'm going to slip off, but I'm just going to come back. And I do promise I will come right back. It won't be long. Okay. But if I choose to cheat, I'm going to. That way I never feel like I'm out of that integrity, right? Otherwise you always like, oh, I blew it again. Oh, well, then you go on a bender for weeks or months on whatever the thing is, right? And then, so for me, that's how I've come to acceptance with that. Like, okay, I can't do that to myself. Otherwise I don't love myself. I'm doomed to fail like every single time. So that's one of the ways I handle that.
Beautiful. Anne said, cheating is doing something contrary to what I said I would do. It could be a promise to myself or to someone else.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely, Anne. Thank you for that. And Wanda says, we have to stop beating up on ourselves. Absolutely. And, you know, it's so crazy. Cheating actually has this like money exchange vibrational frequency. It's sort of like, you know, how much change are you going to get back? You know, is it less than you expected? You know, did the price of
Right.
cheating like cost you, kind of a thing? Like that's energy in there. And then it's tied up with the money. How many people regret investments that they did or how they dealt and handled their money? Robin says, I live in the moment, no expectations and no disappointments. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So
Wonderful.
Daniel, let's go to the audience. Would that be okay?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, cool. So a lot of you put in there, some were family regrets that they had. So if you could pick your top regret, what would it be? And while you're putting that in the chat, Donald is saying our relationships with whatever it is, there's a blank, is based upon our concept of whatever that is. Put the same word in both slots and see why you see what you believe. Okay, cool. So that is putting attention on, like, gaining clarity. Is that what that's referring to, Don?
Doing anything about my belly fat, Robin says.
You have to unmute yourself, Don. I can probably help you over here. I gotta find you.
I don't think we have an unmute thing on here. That I don't have
Says
access to.
ask to unmute.
Okay, I'm
There you
there.
are.
There you
Okay.
go.
Okay,
Okay.
now you can put any word in both slots. So let's say my relationship with authority is based upon my concept of authority. My relationship with love or fidelity or money, anything that you put in there, you'll go back and look at your concept of it. And you'll be able to see why your relationship is what it is with that principle, notion, person. What's my relationship with Susan? Well, it's based upon my concept of Susan. Right? Now, there was one other thing, just as a proactive thing, I just wanted to leave something as a nugget that might help us proactively handle situations of inappropriateness or losing somebody in a relationship or losing an employee in a company. It doesn't matter. It's the principle is called the law of recognition. And the law of recognition states that whatever goes unrecognized will go uncelebrated. Whatever goes uncelebrated will go unrewarded. Whatever goes unrewarded will exit your life. If somebody or something has exited your life, perhaps you did not recognize, celebrate, or reward it. And if you left somebody's life, I guarantee you it is for those three reasons.
Beautiful. Would you put that in the chat?
Yeah.
That way we can take a, like, I don't know about you guys, but I always screenshot everything. Like I have pictures of chats.
Yeah,
for,
I
like,
do too.
years back. Okay. So, and so we can copy and paste, feel free to copy and paste it, everybody, or get your phone out if you'd like to take a screenshot of that, because those are brilliant concepts. You know, that's definitely a resource and a tool that we can use to do that. So let's see who's going first. Okay, Robin put in not doing anything about my belly fat. So that's what she regrets. How long? How many years? Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, it's been well over 25 to 20 years. Yep.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
have you asked it? Asked, not asked it.
You know what? I have, there seems to be I'm going to say an energy block around it. And I finally came to the conclusion just recently that I kept telling myself I never felt it and that it didn't bother me and I didn't feel fat. And I went, okay, well, if I'm not recognizing it, if I'm not accepting it, and if I'm not saying that I'm fat, then it's not going to go away. So I told myself I'm fat. I told my family I'm fat. I'm tired of being fat and I'm losing the fat.
You're losing it. You're getting rid of it.
Getting
You're
rid
gonna
of it.
put it in the trash can.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. So have you asked if it would like to see a doctor?
Nope.
You didn't ask, or you've asked and it said, no, it didn't want to see it.
No, I've never asked if it wants to see a doctor.
Okay, cool. So would you be willing to ask that?
I'm not willing to go to a doctor.
Okay, cool. So everything that is, would you be willing to destroy it and create it?
Sure.
So it's sort of like being the energy, like you can choose not to go, but just being the energy of being willing to go, right? Like if it was a life or death situation, would you go to the doctor? No.
Yes,
Yeah.
but the belly fat is not life or death.
Okay, so like that right there,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So what if, in asking your body, if a doctor would contribute? So I'll just tell you what happened to me recently, and maybe this is why it came up for you. So when I was a teenager, I was put on low dose antibiotic for something, and I had PCO, polycystic ovaries. So they put me on low dose antibiotic for it. And I did that for years. And then I went on the pill to do what the PCO, polycystic ovaries. So what happened was my lining in my stomach was deteriorated. So if I eat or don't eat, my stomach swells throughout the day. And I just found out that the whole thing is candida. It's yeast that has been built up in my system. And the swelling as the day goes on happens to be from the yeast, like just how yeast rises. So I've got this whole protocol they're doing with me, and we're going to get rid of it. Like they've done it before, and it's pretty incredible. But it is a prescription drug that I'm taking. It's like once, I don't know what, I just was on the phone with them earlier, but yeah. So what if there's something like that that would be, because I went to all holistic, everything you can think of, alternative testing, you know, all that stuff, and none of it worked for me. But because they were trying to figure out what it was. Now that I know what it is, I now have a means to change it. And it, for me, you know, so many people are like, well, you know, eat less. And I'm like, I eat like a bird to begin with. You know, it has nothing to do with what I'm eating, you know, but the expansion thing. And so maybe that is something that would work. Would you like Daniel to tap in?
Yeah, sure. Because yeah.
Okay,
Okay, Daniel.
sure. Hey, I don't blame you for not wanting to see a doctor necessarily for it. And I don't blame you if you don't want to see doctors overall. That works. So whatever it is that's going on, there's a good reason for it, for those feelings. So let's go ahead and tune into the situation, see what's most helpful overall, including the doctor. I do this all day long for my wife alone, like for questions she has. So here, no problem. I definitely get something with moving. Do you do qigong or something or anything like that, Robin?
I just started doing cardio every day.
Cardio, good. So movement is good. For some reason, I'm getting qigong might be a good thing for you to check out. It's if you're familiar with that at all, you might want to get familiar with it. I get these different hits for people, you know. I do nutritional counseling for people because I just tune in and I get these different things. So let me tune in, or what else wants to come through. Seeing these, well, of course, like, you know, I mean, that's pretty typical, but like definitely like with some different vegetables. So because I'm getting like there's different things that want to, like different things that might help us like speed up metabolism. So movement is like part of it. I also seeing some different vegetables like cauliflower. What else is coming through? Hold on. Okay. I just seeing like fiber. It just feels like it's fiber. I keep getting like fiber. So it doesn't seem like it's just one. So I'm getting fiber. And then what else am I getting? On an energetic level. Then we'll get to the doctor here. But energetic, see if there's more there too. And get there on that part. And then energetic. Okay. Have you been married before?
I've been divorced 4 times.
Okay, yeah, I'm getting you need to drop those energies. Like that's part of the weight. So.
Oh,
Okay.
I know that part of it. I just
Yeah.
don't know how to get rid of it.
Right.
I've been trying for years.
Right. We need to let them go. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
We need to let that go so we can do some clearing on that. So there's definitely, I do get with that. There's that rebel against authority. So don't you tell me what to do, you know, like I get that vibe. So that
Yes.
definitely would keep you from wanting to see doctors as well, because they tend to be along those like, hey, you need to do this or that. And so that definitely would be sort of part of it. But let me tune into the doctor now. Okay. I keep getting no. I don't think that's the primary issue. I don't think there's like a medical issue. I'm not getting that anyway. So I would say, hey, I don't know for 100%, but you know, I've been known to be pretty accurate. So yeah, we could do some clearing. Me and Susan could do some clearing for anybody. Hey, most of us, or some of us anyway, have some X's and you know whatnot, right? So we could do some clearing around that. I could
That would be
do
great.
that, or Susan, you could start it off, or I don't care.
Wanda's dancing.
Yeah,
I love it.
that's
She's like, she's gonna dance him right out of the house.
great.
Yeah. So what are we clearing?
She's had 4 ex-husbands, and I feel it's contributing to her belly fat, you know, so. there's a
Yeah, so the
hanging on
W,
it.
yeah, so the WEIGHT, and that was gonna be my next thing about, like, I kind of test for a doctor because that's just an immediate thing, like a yes or a no. But yeah, so the WEIGHT is, you know, you've been WAITING
Right.
for a while now. And what if today's the day and now is the time? Can you unmute yourself, Robin? Did you?
Sure.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because I wanted you to be able to connect with us. Yeah.
Okay.
So does that read for you guys? You know about the WEIGHT?
No, I don't know what that means.
WEIGHT is weight, your body weight.
Yeah.
And so you have that, right? Because you've been WAIT, waiting. WEIG.
Yes.
Yeah, WAITING. Yeah. So what if, so I'm asking you if, like, what if today is the day and now is the time to stop waiting, to start not waiting? And it's
Yes.
all frequency, right? Like everything's frequency. Like every molecule is consciousness. And like, what if our bodies are all made of molecules and it's all consciousness? So like, how much have we been saying, wait till later, wait till tomorrow, wait till the next day, wait till the weekend, wait till Friday, wait till the paycheck? All of that is contributing to WEIGHT. It's because we're WAITING in our life. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yeah, makes perfect sense.
Okay, cool. And like, how many lifetimes have we been, you know, in an impoverished area?
Oh,
Oof.
many. Many.
Right? Wow, it's so heavy. Oh man.
Now you know how I feel.
It's not just you, it's like all of us, and we're, you know, throughout. So it's like all of our limitlessness is like all packing in at the same time. Yeah. So everywhere we were impoverished, and we were in areas where like food was a commodity and like we weren't getting it. Everywhere we were starved to death, you know, everywhere we were overfed, and we, you know, just died because we ate too much, kind of a thing. We overate. And then the lifetimes where you were the one who withheld food and people passed away. And everywhere you've overfed someone, you were the giver of it, right? And everywhere you were the deliverer of the food, right? And you said you would never do that again because you would just see all these people come to you with these sad faces and these hungry tummies. And there was not enough food, you know, to give them. Like in your bodies, where do you feel this as I say this? You want to put it in the chat? Like, as I bring these up, what part of the body does that resonate with you? Whew. Yeah, and everywhere you were in control of food and it ended up getting moldy, or the mouse or the rats or whatever that was ended up getting in there and eating it all. And then it was your fault. You were faulted for it. Yeah, those lifetimes. Whew. Everywhere you were.
I was gonna say, Robin says she feels it in her belly. I felt a ping in my belly as well.
Yeah. How many? Yeah. So how many people have a feeling on their back at all, or shoulders with the weight? WEIGHT. Kathy's raising her hand. Yeah. You heard 2 words: leaky gut. Oh, that's what Donna Ward said. Yeah, shoulders for Ann. Yeah. So this is where we store, STORE, our weight, WEIGHT. And it's not always that. It could be the weight of like a bursa is something that gets trapped in there. And we have to sort of, well, I'll explain it this way. If you are right, if you designate yourself as that's right, that's real, and that's relevant in my life, then you carry it on the right side of you. And everywhere you have made yourself wrong about it, or someone else has made yourself wrong about whatever that was, you carry it on the left side of you. So the left is where you're trying to be right, but you can't get to the right because you're on the left. You're on the wrong side. You're wrong about it. I can hear it. It's all going, woo, it's going to come back. It's a boomerang. It'll catch up with you. Don't worry. It has laser targeting. Yeah, so all of that has been contributing to you through past, present, and has been projected on you and with your timeline into the future, would you all be willing to destroy and uncreate that and let that go? Thumbs up, yes. Are we doing
Yeah.
it? We're doing it? Okay, cool. So take a deep breath in. And everything this is and everything that this isn't, everywhere you've judged it as right and wrong, everywhere you've held onto it because it was important for you to remember, because that way it would never happen to you again, or it would always happen to you again, which are also both forever words. The nevers and always is, yeah, nice, that we were never taught. And it's the ever forever because it's ever important. All of that, would you be willing to destroy and create? Take a deep breath in and out on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I had this waterfall feeling. Did anyone have that experience where you kind of felt the waves wash over you? Robin, you had that? Anybody else? No? Did anyone
Felt like
feel?
that when you did the first round with me, I felt that sort of energy, but not this time. Yeah.
Nice. So let's go ahead and ask all the extra energies that are with us to move away from us in 500 trillion directions. Because what happens is energies are like thought energies, emotion energies, feelings, thought, feelings, emotions. Also, they're entity energies, and there's energies with everything. So there's like energies with cigarettes, energies with alcohol, energies that, you know, go along with like chemo and, you know, drugs and doctors, because we were just talking about a doctor, Robin. There's energies with judgments. So if you're judging others or other people are judging you, there's all that. Well, that's all around you all the time because there's no separation. So that is part of you and you are part of it. So let's all ask all of that to move away from you. Would you be willing to do that? Okay, so you're going to take a deep breath in, and on 3, when you blow out, all those extra energies must move out because you're the energies with the body. Yes? Okay, cool. Take a deep breath in. Out on 3. 1, 2, 3. Did you,
Yeah, that helps. That helps, Susan. I love that technique. You did that once before when I've been with you. Yeah.
so the mind chatter's gone, yeah? And you feel more of your authentic self. You have your original vibrational frequency there. Love it. Nice.
Seeing that Robin nodded in her head a lot and others for sure. So
Yeah. Did we clear what we needed to clear here, Robin?
good start, right?
Yeah, I'm burping like crazy. I love it.
All right.
So cool. Burping, and Dawn is exiting out the other end. So we'll have a whole symphony orchestra going on here. Cool. So I'm just popping back up here to see. Dawn, you have a lot of great content in here. I can see that. Okay, so Kathy was next. Kathy, can you unmute yourself for us? Kathy says that I didn't spend more time with my 2 sons. I was too busy working to provide for them. Are you live? Hello, beautiful. Hello.
Hey,
So
how are you?
Good, good. So if anyone doesn't know, those are the 3 books. It's a trilogy that Kathy has written with her boys. And aren't they gorgeous? And those are the book covers on the back. I love them. So let's take a look at that.
Well, also I could relate to the last one because I think I carry all my weight is just my grief and I refuse to let it go, because if I let it go, then I have to let my kids go. So, and it's causing me a lot of medical issues. And unlike the last lady, I just go to all kinds of doctors. That's all I do all the time. Test after test after test. So
what's the value of holding on to the regret?
I just don't want to let them go. Maybe they won't come see me anymore. You know, they come see me. So
everywhere you've decided that they would never come see you again?
yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Have you asked them?
No.
So as parents, we just don't want to know, right? You don't want to get the answer.
No.
That is so clever, Kathy. I love the way you have held on to it and have created a lot of medical problems, right?
Yeah.
And Is that what they would have wished?
I think it's trying to tell me it's time to let go, because if not, it's going to kill me. So, but then again, in a lot of ways, I don't really care if it kills me, because then I can go see them. So it's like a catch-22, you know?
Yes. It's sort of like, now that you've done the books, you've created the books with their stories in it. It's sort of like, what's next?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I got to get them back out there, and I don't know, I guess I've got to go get speaking on them, but then the pandemic is keeping me from doing that. So although I could do it online, I just, you know, I've been in a bad place this last year. So
Yeah.
as you know, I kind of disappeared for you the whole year.
Yeah, you did. It's okay. There's no judgment. You know, it's all divinely orchestrated. So
Yeah.
is today the day and now is the time for you?
Yeah, I think so. That's why I got on here when I saw it. I thought, well, I'm going to do that today. I'm also going to go see my psychic this next week too. So, and my birthday's Friday. So that's another, you know, birthday
Aw.
without them. So there you go.
Yes. So what if we rephrase it, you know, so
Mhm.
they're not physically here, but they're spiritually here. Yeah.
Correct.
So what if their time was done here, their job was done? And what
Mhm.
if that the thing that crossed them over, that took them over, was actually like pre-chosen before they arrived here?
Oh, I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah. So everywhere you feel as though if you let it go, you'll let them go. Like, what
Mhm.
if that's the lie you've been telling yourself?
Yeah, it probably is. And that's what I think all this weight is. And that's why I don't lose it, because even though I eat healthy and do things, I don't lose the weight. So there's something keeping it there, you know.
Yeah. So have you been WAITING?
Yes, for sure. I related right to that whole thing there.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm so excited.
And I probably have a lot of anger from 3 divorces too. So there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or that's, yeah.
That is so crazy. So Robin's got one more up on you. She's got 4.
Well,
So-
especially the one that, well, you know, when they were 3 and 8 months old, I had to get divorced because he was having an affair, and I had to raise these 2 kids by myself and work hard, and I didn't get to spend the time I would have spent with them. So there's probably a lot of anger there. So yeah.
And there's the cheating.
Yes, cheating
So-
too. See, I'm right in on this whole thing.
Yes, yes. I love it. And thank you for being so brave and for putting it in the comments.
Oh, heck, you know me, I don't hide anything.
I
It's
know.
all-
Kathy
Wait till you read my
herself-
book. You'll find out things you never wanted to know
Okay.
about.
Well, you were a part of we did the truth about dying, and
Mhm.
Kathy was on there, and she had shared 12 near-death experiences, or did
12
we get a
near-death
couple more?
experience, 2 out of bodies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Can I share something real quick?
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the things I'm getting to bring into this mix is your ability. You know, one of the things I pick up on is people's gifts. You know, spiritual gifts too. So you have psychic and mediumship gifts. Are you utilizing those currently, or do they just kind of pop in right now?
I know they're there. My medium, I go see my psychic. She's told me they're there, and I just have to let them go. You know, my kids are always here. They're always talking to me. Like today,
Right.
they came as birds. They always come as birds, but today they came because we finally had peanuts again. We've been out of peanuts all summer, and I got peanuts. I put them out there for them, and they just came and talked to me. They came 3 times today, and they were like, it was like a peanut party. Maybe it was my birthday cake. Who knows?
Mhm, mhm.
I love that D, all the above.
Do you utilize, that's great. I mean, that's awesome that you're communicating with them. Do you utilize them in other ways, these gifts to help others in the world yet?
Well, that's what I've written the stories for, and I'm going to talk about it. I had just started talking about it on stages when the pandemic hit and everything shut down. I've done, I don't know, quite a few podcasts during the pandemic, but to me, it's not the same. I feel like being on the stage, you connect more with the people, and they, you know, so.
Right. So that'd be maybe another area where you're waiting. You know, there's always a reason why we can't do it, but waiting, eventually, lose the weight, then I'll be healthier, then I'll have the time and energy.
Right. And then I can get back out on the stage, and then, yeah. And I just got my service dog trained, so we're ready for that. And-
Right. There's always
Is that what we hear in the background? Is he
Yes,
eating
it's him
a
squeaking.
Yeah.
Come here,
Yeah.
Mama.
chew toy?
Come here. Come here. Come here. I'll get it for you. Come here. Here he comes. Up, go,
Is
up.
he a puppy?
No, he's two.
Oh,
Come on, up here.
So lively.
There
So
he comes.
that's great.
There he is.
oh my goodness.
Dudes.
Is he a
This
doodle?
Maverick. He's a standard poodle, yeah. And he just spent a month at service dog training, so it was like sending him off to boot camp. It was really scary for us.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
so, but he's
So-
back now and trained. He can go everywhere with me.
That's great. So
Yeah,
that's great. So so your energy is one where you're wanting to hang on to whatever you can hang on to, because the sense is the floor is going to drop out and I'll be left alone. I'll be gone. I'll be just done with or something like that. That's the vibe I
Yeah.
get. Like,
I'll be alone.
I'll be alone. Yeah, like that whole thing. So that would be all part of what we want to focus on in the clearing too. And then I feel like when you get to acceptance and embracing that depth of nothingness that does live inside you, that void, that aloneness, that depth, allowing the full acceptance of that,
Mhm.
that's where the magic's going to happen for you, like really accepting that. And then you'll feel like I can just do whatever I want. I don't need to hang on to anything anymore. I don't have to worry about like this thing or that thing. The dogs need to be taken care of, etc. Right? Like I can't possibly do that. I only got 10 minutes for this or an hour for that or what. I know how it is. With these things. So it's like just like okay, it's a full party. The dogs are around me. I'm going to be doing all this crazy, wonderful work together and talking with you guys today. You make it part of the show. You let it come together even. I mean, you don't just that get all the excuses out of the way is my point. Like, okay, they're coming with then, I don't care. Like this, I don't have a reason to hang on and just keep saying no to being fully visible for the truth teller and the psychic and the medium that I am, like all the things that you have to share with people, because you have incredible gifts to help other people. And part of your path connected with your kids is to do this work in the world. And there's a lot of people that want to hear from you. And so that's part of the message I'm supposed to bring to you today.
Well,
It's
thank
almost
you.
like they have to cross over to work with her.
Yeah, that's
Like
right.
they couldn't do that in body form, Kathy.
Yeah, that's what Jeffrey told one of the ladies that it was kind of a weird thing. I was at a doctor's office and this lady was doing this exam and I don't think she knew what she was saying, but she would just say, oh, your son's here right now. And now can you lift your left arm? And she just kept going on with the exam, but telling me all this stuff. It was the freakiest thing I've ever had. But she told me that Jeffrey just wished I would quit crying because he didn't want me to keep crying. And then, he felt that he could help me more from that side than this side. So yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah.
Yeah. Feels very light for that too. So it sort of feels like it's your turn. Like you've told their stories, right? And you've got them out and you've got, what's your dog's name? I'm going to call him a doodle.
Maverick.
Of course he is. Of course, that's the bird.
He was, and he was born on D-Day, so he needed a military name, and Top Gun was my two sons' favorite movies. I'd probably seen it 100 times and waiting for the new one to come out. And,
It's so interesting that you say that because Troy, who's on with us, his roommate actually is an actor in that movie.
Oh, really? Because my son was actually on the ship, and I have a picture of him in his book standing on the plane elevator where Maverick threw Goose's dog tags out.
Yes.
And that's in his book, Bud, behind me. Yeah. So
That is cool.
it's cool connection.
They're making Legos of the three guys, or four guys. They have like their own Lego men that are like all.
Oh my God, that's cool. Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. So would you like Daniel to scan? Did you already do that, Daniel? No, you
Kind
just
of
did
was.
it.
Yeah, it's kind of already doing some scanning. So
Okay.
I can run some energy for her and others while you're doing your thing too. So we could do it that way too. A double whammy.
Double whammy. Just
Yeah,
knock
so-
it out of me.
So Kathy, it really is like like now is the time for you. It's sort of like all those ducks are in a row kind of a thing. Like that's what you're showing me. Your being is showing me. You've got all these physically showing me ducks that are all in a row. Yeah.
That's
And
cool.
yeah. And it's like your time. It's sort of like you've been lining them up for a while and now the door's opening, but it's one of those big grandeur doors. by the way. It's not like they're trying to get out the doggy door.
Right. It's the big
That's-
door.
It's the big one. It's the big one with the two clink handles where you go,
Ooh,
and it's
yeah.
on your left side, and you're going to pull it out like this, right? And you're going to head right out the door
Awesome.
on your left side, going right out the door. Cool. Yeah. Awesome. So, hey, what if this is the awareness that you were asking for that was required for you to choose differently now? It's sort of like you've
Right.
been crying for a lot. Like, okay, so are you done with that, or do you still want to cry?
No, I don't like to cry anymore.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So like you've been holding on to the guilt and regret of not being able to spend time with them. What if, because they're infinite beings also, what if they chose that? They chose you as their mom,
Right.
right? And they came in and they also chose the life they were going to have with you. So it had nothing to do with you being there or not being there, or could have been there more or not more. It's like they already chose this path as an
Yeah.
infinite being, and they chose their exit strategy. Like
Yeah.
when they
We were the
going,
three musketeers.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
We
Yeah, you
grew up
were.
together. We
Yeah.
were.
Yeah. Three times is a charm. I got cheated on 3 times. You had 3
Me-
marriages.
Me too.
And there you go, right? So we got to look up the number 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. So I want to just stop and share something with you. I'm going to come over here, Kathy, because it's asking for it to be shared with you. So in doing some research on regret, so let me pull it up here. It's called, terminal agitation. Has anyone heard of that before?
No, I haven't.
Terminal agitation. So terminal agitation takes place either, when a terminal illness is diagnosed, or also end of life. And so terminal, and I'm going to give you the exact definition of it here. So we're here to eliminate that for you. Would you get excited about that?
Yeah, that'd be
Okay,
great.
cool. So terminal agitation is the path you can choose, or you can choose the double doors and go through. So terminal agitation means agitation that occurs in the last few days of life. You might also hear terminal agitation being described as terminal restlessness, terminal anguish, confusion at the end of life, or terminal delirium. These terms all have different meanings, but they do overlap as terminal agitation. And so what are the causes? Emotional issues such as fear, anxiety, depression, or guilt. As patients, they try to cope with the terminal issues at the end of their life. So I had a family member experience this, and I was the witness to it. It is horrible. It is a horrible way to go. It was my grandmother, and I did nights and my sister did days with her, and we swapped off. And the hardest thing for me to hear was when she was pleading for her life with her husband and her son that had already crossed over, but they were there with her, and she was pleading for her life with them. And it was so traumatizing, just to be there and to listen to that. And I just knew how much pain she was in. So you're not going to have to do that. Right? Like, how cool is that? You have the awareness of it. So now you get to choose, right? So it's sort of like
the door to the left.
Yes. And you're going to send me pictures. I know it's all going to be there. It's all going to happen. So does that resonate with anybody else, where you have the angst, the depression, the guilt of things you should have, could have, might have, supposed to have, any kind of that? Anybody else? Just Kathy? Anita? Cool. Wanda, you got to? All right. So cool. Robin, excellent. Thank you. Thank you for being so vulnerable, you guys. Anne raised her hand. Thank you, Anne. Yeah. So what if now's the time, right, to actually have a different possibility available to you? It's sort of like, every time you choose, you create a new timeline. Did you know that? So every time you chose, what you're going to have for breakfast, what you're going to have for lunch, what pajamas you're going to put on tonight, when you change your bed, if you go to the left, the right, or straight ahead, you are creating a new timeline. So having the awareness that that's what happens every time you have guilt, every time you have sadness, every time you have anger, rage, fury, big lot of fury with you, Kathy, a lot. A mother has no fury. Yeah, sister. I know you're laughing. And when you laugh, you know that that's your truth. That's true for you.
Yep.
Cool. So like it was required though. Do you get that?
Right. It had to get to where I have to go. Yeah.
Yeah, it was required. It was part of your growth pattern, right? Cool.
Mhm.
So I am so grateful you're here because that is a huge like stepping point, like the next step. You're stepping off. You know what I mean? You're at the edge and you're looking down, you're going, oh man, if I'm gonna fly, this is gonna be either really good or really bad.
Yeah. I already jumped out of an airplane at 14,000 feet.
Yeah, was this in honor of them, right?
Yeah, that was a leap of faith with the Gold Star mothers. And
Yeah,
yeah, I had their
that's what
names.
you're showing me.
Yeah, I have their names on my hands. Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
It
did
was a
that
leap of
too.
faith.
Yeah, when I got divorced, it was my stepping off into a new life. We have so much in common, all of us. This is great. All right, cool. So everything that resonates, could we eliminate it? Even the secret, hidden, invisible, covert, unseen, unsaid, unacknowledged stuff, that too. Everything that you've like wrapped up in a great big package, all your shit, and you put a bow on top, all of that too. And then like you placed it in a really nice, you set up like a whole mantle and you got the lights and the candles around it because it's important like that, but it still smells. So you wrapped it up so it wouldn't be like all of that stuff. Would you be willing to unwrap it?
Mhm.
Yeah, and let's ditch it. So everyone get your BFI and like we're gonna back it up to your house, your door. It's like your dirty laundry. So it's like all the smelly areas of your life, like all the stuff that stinks. Right? Can you resonate with that? And now you have a dog that poops. Like now you really got shit going
That's a
on over
stinky
there.
poop. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. We're having so much fun. Are you guys having fun? Good. So yeah, let's take all that out. Like, it's no longer required to be in your space. We're going to like rake it up, those leaves. That's what you're all showing me. It's like you're going to take, you have leaves all over and you can't see the flowers underneath and you cannot see the green, beautiful grass that's under there. And you have all these leaves. So we're going to take our rakes. We're going to rake it up because we're going to put it into the BFI. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Get your rake out. I know some of you got blowers. You're already showing me, I ain't gonna rake. There's no way I'm raking. She's on drugs if she thinks I'm raking. You got the whole thing with the strap on. Okay, if that's how you're gonna blow your leaves, you pick up your leaves, however you like to pick up your leaves. So take a deep breath in, and on 3, you're gonna collect all your leaves. When you blow out, you're gonna remove the leaves. Ready? 1, 2. Oh, take a deep breath in first. And out on 3. 1, 2, 3. All the leaves, it's sort of like a tornado you're showing me, and all the leaves are like spinning up in a tornado and they're going to land right in the BFI. And all the packages and all the packaging and all the bows, yes, everything you've made pretty nice. Okay, cool. Because it's no longer required anymore in your lives. Like now, as you glance back over, because everything's landing in the BFI over here, you glance back over and you see beautiful flowers starting to bloom, beautiful grass, green grass, vivid colors, the smell of the flowers. Like this is a new life, a new beginning, a new step, a new chapter. I told my mom recently, I'm like, forget the chapter. I'm like, I'm just gonna start the whole encyclopedia all over again. The Britannica, yeah, remember that growing up, you guys? National Geographic magazines, the yellow and black. Yeah, okay, so like we know it's not required for us to hold on to that anymore. All right, cool. Let's take it back through all time, space, place, dimensions. Yeah, let's do that also. So take another deep breath in, everybody. And when we blow out, the BF truck is going to leave and we're going to remove anything else on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Wow, you all just got back to your little child self. You all just got back to your little child self and you're like, oh my goodness. What am I going to do next? Where am I going to go? Who am I going to be with? Awesome. So thank you for that. Did you feel it?
Mhm.
Awesome. So happy. So grateful.
Yeah,
Daniel.
I'm feeling it. I feel it going on. So yeah, just been working with some of you that I've been picking up on that are looking for help, and just working with people overall, and you too, KD. And yeah, you just with that, it's the anger, so many, the layers of that, and then with the exes and stuff, like, just like really grounding, like the connection you have, the powerful connection you have with source, that you are that grand sorcerer. And some of these relationships just felt like, like that, like a fair maiden kind of energy, almost like, hey, do you like me, kind of thing. I was feeling some of that energy. And it's like, I don't give a shit if you like me anymore. Like, I'm doing my thing. Like, so that's what I was seeing. It's just like, you're just like, I mean, you're full of tremendous universal love is there. It's just like, but you're like, I don't care anymore. I'm awesome. I'm just doing my thing, and some guy, if another guy's going to come into your life, I just see him as someone that's just like, man, you're perfect. I love you exactly the way you are. Like, it'll be real. It'll be completely real. And that's what I'm seeing on that too. So I just want to give you some of the messages I got while I was tuning in and working with energies and stuff. So
Yeah. I had my palm read not too long ago, and I have 8 lines coming off my little fingers. And they said that means I'm the healer of healers.
yeah, that makes sense. You're super
There's something pretty
strong.
powerful in here.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a lot going on there, a lot of gifts, a lot of energy. It's a matter of, again, letting go completely into your power.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we're supporting that as whole part of this today. So Susan, what do we want to do? We're going to go to another one now?
Yeah, I was going to have you, because I know, Daniel, you have a group on Facebook, which has would you share that? Tell everybody a
Yeah,
little
it's
bit
a good
about it
time.
and
Okay,
share it in the
that's a good
comments?
time. Yeah. So yeah, it's Rock Your Sacred Purpose is a place where I do my energy scans for you guys, and I talk about awakened sales. I don't have the specific link with me. I wasn't prepared to necessarily share that today.
I'll
but
pull it up. I'll get it for you.
Oh,
Would you
okay,
like me to
thank
get
you,
it?
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, we can do that. And
Okay.
then, so, but in there, I do a live every week at 3 p.m. Central, where I give wisdom around doing sales in your business if you've got one, especially if you're a coach, healer, trainer, those types of things. And I do just a lot of tuning in for everybody, though. I tune in and I pick up on whatever the theme is for the day. Like, what do we do this week? It was around asking big, like all the blocks we put up around asking bigger. And so we talked about that and how that relates to doing our work and sales and all that. And then I tuned into people and do some energy transmissions, channeled messages, and all that sort of thing. So you can take advantage of that. And then Susan, were you were able to already put that in there or no? Okay, all right.
Yeah, no,
No
I got the
problem.
name of it.
Rock
So
Your
I'm,
Sacred Purpose. Yeah.
and then
Okay,
there's the
great.
link.
Oh, thank
there
you
as
so
well.
much. Thank you. You're a lifesaver. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So now
Okay.
you tell them a little bit about what you do in there, because you do some pretty phenomenal things.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was talking about with the Facebook, with the lives that I do.
Yes.
In there. And people love them. I mean, they keep, people love to keep coming back each week. Some of the regulars, right? So, but yeah, I give you whatever I can to help you to. It's really about, fit 5D and beyond, right? Like just tuning, letting that flow. Like that's what I see for you. Like as an example, Kathy, I just see like it's just like it just wants to come in, and there's just that holding on a little bit, and like it's loosening up. And so as we get into this channel of who we are, everything starts to work. Like everything that used to not work, things just start rearranging themselves. So that's what we're doing here today, is to let go, and so that we can channel this stuff. So I do that, and I bring you that energy by being that energy, and share these messages and whatnot with you, and then give you practical things sometimes too, of course, to help you with your sales and things like that. So my thing is to make it compatible, that things like doing business and being in the 3D, so to speak, and doing all this higher dimensional kind of connecting is all integrated. So that's really what it's all about.
Awesome. So thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I've been on with you live, Daniel, and I have to say that it was, just an incredible connection, and I just showed up, like you were saying, Robin, in the beginning, with like no expectations, no calculations, no regrets, that kind of thing. And just and totally in a space of receiving. And that was so beautiful. So it's definitely a sacred space that he has there. So I've put
Yeah.
yours in there. That
And
is,
then one last thing I wanted to mention, if it's
Yeah.
okay, because I know people are, some people are starting to leave already, so I get it, we've been on it for a while. For people that would like more direct support for me, like if you want, like for this group, if you guys want to, and you've been here for a while, if you want to go ahead and take advantage to meet with me to get some private scanning, and I'm happy to offer that to you as well on a one-to-one basis. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat as well. And this is for people that haven't, like, you didn't do this like, a couple of days ago with or something like that, real recently. But if you want to receive that, I put that in there to get an energy scan consultation for me. I'll tune into your purpose, your business, or if there's other things you want me to tune into, I can do that too. That's kind of my focus, especially for you guys that are light leaders and all that. And if you want to learn more about how to do what I do, I can talk to you about that as well during that time. So I put a link in for that as well.
thank you, Daniel, so much. That is awesome. And when we get done, we'll have, I'm able to pull all of this from the chat also. So all these links there, and we can get that sent out in the replay.
And then for you,
Cool.
Susan, I saw you put your link in there. You're the
Yes.
High Vibe Tribe. You go live, and I don't always catch your stuff, but you bring incredible energy. Obviously, I think anybody that knows you, even from today, you bring incredible energy. You've got incredible wisdom. You all got all kinds of things to share. So I appreciate your group as well. We've got the link in it there for that as well.
It's fun. It sure is. So next for us, like I have a retreat this weekend and Robin is coming already. Yeah, unmute yourself, Robin. So it's a vision quest that we're going to be doing. And it's unprecedented. It's where this kind of knowledge and information like has never been shared before. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through the different areas of your life and we're going to eliminate and clear things that are blocking you. And in doing that, we're going to create new neural pathways is the science. I'm so excited about this. So we've had amazing results with this technique, and it's a rapid process that we're going to be doing. And we're going to be pulling in the emotions that you have with each of those areas. We're going to make a virtual vision board right there in the class. It's not something you're going to get taught and then you have to go home and do it. Nope, we're going to do it together right then and there. And it's going to be a step-by-step process we do together. So I'm very excited to use this to support you in creating something new in 2022. It's like before we get off the call, it's one of those things that, I mean, like, what do you do next? You know what I mean? Like you just had this great call, like now what are you going to do? You know what I mean? And this would be like the next step to create something like this. And we're going to be envisioning, there's going to be meditation involved. We're going to be, it's going to be a load of fun. So it's this weekend. It's Saturday and Sunday, and I'm excited. If it's something that you would like information on, you can pop yes in the chat and I'll connect with you directly. But Robin, you were in a class with me recently. Tell some people about it.
Oh, I love anything that Susan does. We were in a class where we learned what we write and what we speak makes such a huge difference in our energy. And it was so powerful. And it was months before I made a mistake and used the word try, and somebody picked up on it right away. And I was like, how did that slip back in? But I do, when I hear people talking and I hear those words, it's like, yeah, you're preventing yourself from moving. I mean, even the word might, I corrected a friend the other day and I said, don't use the word might either, not try nor might. And we talked about it for 10 minutes and she goes, oh, you're so right. I never thought of it that way, but it was so powerful. And I'm looking so forward to this vision board because I've made many vision boards in the last couple of years. And I'm hoping that yours actually works.
Yeah, we're going to use the Bagoa map for feng shui when we do it. And it's pretty dynamic. When I did mine already and I was showing Kara, my assistant, she said, Susan, this like has so much energy in it because it has to do with colors, location, the titles, the names of each of the sections. Like it's pretty awesome. Do you want me to share it with you? Would you guys like a sneak peek?
Sure,
Yeah?
I would.
I'm like,
Yeah.
That's right, I can share my screen. This is so fun. If it's not fun, Daniel, what do we do?
Right, exactly. Forget about it, right? We're done.
Yes, we are done. In fact, when we first were creating this, that was one of the things we both said, look, if this isn't going to be fun, we're not going to do it. Because it's a choice. Okay, so here it is. Now I can share my screen. Share my screen. Here we are. Okay, there it is. Oh my goodness. All right. Can you see it? So this is the Bagoa map. Each square has a different element in our life. And each one has a certain set of colors that are involved also. So when I was going in and I was doing the activity ahead of time, I was clearing things out. It's different than going there and just going, okay, yeah, I would like this. And it's almost like our resolutions. Okay, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to work out. I'm going to get to bed earlier. I'm going to read 25 books this year. You know, those are like the regular things that we do, but this is completely different. This is where we're going to be influencing the molecules of our universe and of our reality. And we're going to be doing that together. So this is mine, and you guys are the first ones to see it. It's so exciting. And it's so easy to make. I am not computer, savvy at all. And yeah. And so this is for 2022.
That's awesome, Susan. That's so much fun. You did
Isn't it
show it.
colorful?
I did get to see it once already, but yeah, no, it's super cool. I love that.
Awesome. Thank you. Is there anything else that we can do and contribute to you? Does anyone have any questions? Anything else you would like Daniel to scan you for?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, no, maybe. There's just
Any-
5 or 6 of us. Do you
Anita,
want to
Glenda,
unmute yourself?
Especially anybody that hasn't gone too already.
Oh, Daniel, excellent. He has his link up there.
Oh, Wanda,
to
I
work
saw
with you?
your hand up. So
Wanda?
hi, Wanda.
Okay. Hi.
I've just booked a complimentary session, but hey, if there's another one on offer, there's only so few of us, I'm going for it.
Huh. Okay, well, yeah, sure. We can do at least one more. For
unless someone
tonight,
else wants it, because I don't want to take up someone else's slot.
Yeah, did anybody else want to go? Do we have any other takers? Otherwise, we'll go with Tawanda.
Let it rip, Wanda. What's
Rip?
the regret, my love?
Yeah, what's the regret? Yeah.
Not taking care of financial situations and debt.
Okay, I got
Like
it.
basically putting head in sand, ignoring it.
Right.
Pretending it hasn't happened.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah. Let me tune into your energy field and your chakras too and whatnot. See what I start picking up on without you telling us more. Then we'll go from there. First of all, for the group, all the regrets around finances, and then we'll tune in specifically for you. So let's do group first, actually. This includes any replays as well. If anybody listens to the replay. I just want a place to call my own or something like this. I'm hearing like, I want my own. I want my sovereignty is actually the root of it. Like I want to feel like I'm sovereign. I'm not a slave to this freaking money. Stupid money. So a lot of times we go on about how we love money, but then there's this stupid money thing. Like, oh, I just tired of the money thing. I feel some of that in the energy. Okay. Yeah, so the message really is around the divine sovereignty. When you're in your divine sovereignty, again, your sense of financial, wherewithal and freedom and everything happens because that's what you're looking for. Really, is that divine sovereignty. I'm sovereign. I am the power. I am that, and that you're grounded and landed in that fully. Okay, so let's take a look at some other frequencies going on with this around regret, around money. Yeah, the whole idea like they have it, now I don't have it, those stupid credit card companies, those banks, those whatever it is. I should have made that decision, right? So I should have made that decision. If I just hadn't made that one decision or these other decisions. Okay. And what the message I'm getting to share with people is, remember, all you were attempting to do is just to share love and to receive love. Like that's what everything's about, right? So you were just trying to share and receive love. And that actually did happen, but then there's a sense of maybe I did the wrong thing. So it's like, let's just release those financial regrets. Let's release those regrets. So all right, so Susan, I kind of get like, yeah, maybe do one of those breaths or something. Right? You could take those big breaths, a nice deep breath,
Yeah.
and then you can do the three. What do you want to say, Susan? You can do it.
Yeah. So all of the time, money, and energy that you have spent, right, in debt, DEBT, right, indebtedness, all the lifetimes where you were the tax collector, where you were imprisoned in debtor's prison, where you imprisoned others in debtor's prison, where you were in charge of the prison, right? And everywhere people have passed away, everywhere you, oh my goodness, yeah, you collected on people's properties, you know, they were destitute. All of that is resonating in your core. So in your solar plexus area is your power core, and you feel powerless right now with this. And this is a turmoil. So it's turning around, turning and turning and turning. So everything that this is for you in this lifetime and all of us and all of our previous lifetimes, would you all be willing to destroy it and create it?
Yes.
All right, take a deep breath in. And out on 3. 1, 2, 3. Nice.
Nice. Awesome. There's a lot in there, isn't there? A lot of energy with money. A lot of energy with money. So let's see. So
It's fear-based. Did you get that too, Daniel?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So coming back, let's see. So yeah, it's that chasing energy too. Like the idea continues to be like it's out there. I've got to go get that money. I got to make that money thing happen. That idea is still circulating. So let's release that one too. Right? It's, remember, really is within you. You know, everything. Remember, if everything's within, that means the money too. That includes the money, right? So let's just recognize and be that divine recognition of that. And if you want to take a nice deep breath and realize that, then we'll just transmit that. And then as you breathe, when you're ready, you can breathe out and just be in that recognition. I am that. I am that. I am that money. Okay. All right. Then you can visualize even like just the sense of abundance. Like if you want clients, you want whatever, just realize it's within you. So you just say yes to you, what's in you. You say yes to that money. You say yes to those clients. You say yes to that abundance inside of you. You say yes. Just say yes. I know it's in here. And I'm willing to say yes to that. I can trust that. I can trust that. So just say, yes, I trust that. It's in me. I say yes to whatever it is your desire is, because it's already within you. And then you're just letting it flow now. So if you want to take a breath to anchor that, you can. And then breathe out, letting it ground and land inside of you, and then knowing it's activated fully, totally, and completely, and that there's an overflow of abundance and opportunities are magically coming into your sphere. There's new clients, new opportunities landing right on your doorstep. No problem, easy breezy, because you said yes. You're the infinite power that's allowing it to happen, and now it's here now. It's here now already, and you're saying yes to it, and you're letting go. You're letting go. You're letting go. You know there's nothing to resent outside of you. There was only that which you're here to recognize, that you just didn't recognize that it's here in you. You have it all. They don't have it. That ex-husband doesn't have it. That past relationship doesn't have your money or holding it back or leaving you with the love and the money. No, you have it within you. It's within me. I recognize that love and that money is within me now. I claim it and I play with it. I rest and I celebrate it. I allow myself to play in the energy of abundance and money. And money is raining on me because I'm creating the rain. I'm saying yes to the rain. The source is creating it, but I'm saying yes to it. I'm the creator of allowing it to be in my field because it's already here. I'm willing to be aware of it. And from that place, I can experience the wiping out of any debts. There are no more debts. They're being cleared rapidly and quickly. They're already energetically cleared. The decks are cleared and I'm ready to prosper and stand on a foundation of prosperity. Everything be created from abundance from this day forward, for I am that creative power of abundance myself. So as I allow that to be so, I know it's unfolding in my life and benefiting everyone and everything right here and right now. And let it be so and let it be done. Thank you, God. And so it is.
So it is.
Okay. All right.
I am that I
Okay.
am.
Wow, that was pretty powerful, Daniel.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Susan, too. She did a round in there, too. So,
Daniel,
yeah.
Thank you,
got
Susan, sorry.
you're welcome, sweetheart. Daniel has this wielding this sword.
Yeah,
Like
could feel it.
It's the knowledge, the wisdom,
Yeah.
the righteousness. Yeah, like he's your knight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Daniel, very powerful.
Thank you.
Very
Thank
powerful.
you,
That
Matt.
was
Yeah, right.
amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah. So if I know that you have the replay, there's a charge for the replay.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
For people that want the replay, you can access that. Or if you just want to thank us, feel free to do that too. Like, but the link, you can find the link. It was on the thank you page when you opted in. So I don't know why I did that, but like I just grabbed the thank you page link. It's a long link, but if you want to check that out, I put the link that'll take you to the link, where the link is to grab the replay. If you feel like that would be a benefit to you, or if it just feels good to invest in it because you're like, hey, I want to circulate love and abundance, then we're open to it, right? I mean, no pressure. But I put a link in there for you to be able to take advantage of that. And if not, that's fine too. Do what makes you happy, what makes you feel good. You're the source of your abundance, your choice. It's all good. But you have an ability to get this replay for only 90, what is it? Not 97, it's $47. I got to do the
47,
slash, right? It's not even 97, it's $47 for the replay. So there you go. So that's what it is. So I put the link in there.
And do we get swords with that? Instead of knives, do we get swords?
Sure. We'll give you some energetic swords. Absolutely. Claim them now.
Yeah, it's sort of like the one that they had in like Star Wars when it goes bzzz,
This is the lightsabers, yeah.
boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom.
Right.
Yeah,
Totally.
it's really powerful.
Guys, energetic swords. I love energetic swords. I imagine energetic swords and shields and stuff. It's fun. Wands, right? You just energetically imagine it. You couldn't even place it down somewhere in your house. When you want to feel that power in that way, you can just pick it up either energetically or can instill it in an object. It's fun. It works. It really does because you're building that energy. So yeah, pro tip right there.
I love it, Daniel. And every time we get together, we always have so much fun. It has been
Yeah.
amazing being with all of you here tonight. Some of you are meeting for the first time. And I hope we get to continue meeting and continue hanging out together.
Okay.
Did everyone catch the links that they needed?
Everybody got it? Okay.
Thumbs up. Everybody's got the links. All right.
Okay.
So your lives are so bright. I'm going to need some shade
All right, I love it.
until we get to meet you again in person someday. Ciao for now. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Lots of love.
Bye.
Thank you so
Bye.
much, everyone. Bye.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
Bye.